And this is 2023 cash flow statement question. So here these are the information given. So this is a bit hard comparing to the last years because the way of given information is different. It's drastically different from comparing to the last year, right? So here the cash account is given and the additional information and the opening and closing balances is given. So they are asking to prepare the operating activities in India. So if you're preparing in direct method, the information is given, right? Right. So here the proper plant and equipment and income tax and the bank loan on this. So let's see how to prepare this. So profit after tax for the year ending given 4,550. So that is profit after tax. And credit sales for the year ending 31st March 2023 were equal to 2 times of cash sales. So your cash sales here given 3,500. So into 2 times your total credit sales are 7,000. So in the debtors control account, the opening balance is given and sales we found from here 7,000. And in the cash account, the amount that you uh, receive from the debtors are 4,750. So the total credit, sorry, and balancing that debtor control account, the debtor control account closing balance is 3,900, right? So why we need the debtor control account closing balance? Because in the indirect method, you have to uh, record the differences between debtors opening and closing balances, right? So here, debtors opening balance 1,650, closing balance 3,900. So debtors were increased by that amount. So that amount you should record in working capital changes, right? Under working capital changes. So the credit purchases total given as 3,000 and the credit control creditors closing balance given 3,000 and the purchases given and the cash amount that you paid for the creditors is 5,000. So balancing that, then you can find out the creditors opening balance as 5,000. So the difference between 5,000 and 3,000 is a working capital changes. So what happened to the creditors? Creditors was decreased by 2,000. So that is a cash outflow, right? And the current amount of motor vehicle disposed was 3,500. So that amount you should record in the proper plant and equipment disposed amount. And the opening and closing balances given for the proper plant and equipment. And here it says you purchase office equipment 13,500. So balancing that, then you can find out the proper plant and equipment depreciation value. So why we need depreciation? Because this is a non-cash transaction, but it's already included when you're finding the profit before tax. So you have to reverse the entry. So that's why under adjustments, you have to add depreciation 800, right? Then you can find, so yes, that's for the power plant and for the income tax, here in the cash account, it says income tax paid amount 900 and the income tax opening and closing balances given. So then you can find out the income tax relevant for the year. So why we need that? You need to find out the profit before tax. So profit after tax is given 4,550 and the tax that you recorded in the income statement is 1,150. So that amount you should find from the income tax account. Then you can find out by adding that profit before tax 5,700. So this profit before tax 5,700 is the base when you are preparing uh, cash flow statements in indirect method, right? So sales proceed from disposing motor vehicle given here 5,800 and the carrying amount 3,500. So which means the disposal gain is 2,300. So this disposal gain is an non-cash transaction, but it's already included when you're finding the profit before tax. So you have to reverse the entry. So that's why you have to deduct the disposal gain from the profit before tax at the adjustments. So and for the loans, so here the bank loan given as at opening and closing balances 10,000 and 15,500. And in the cash account, it says you obtain new bank loans 8,500. So by recording all those things in the bank loan account, then you can find out the bank loan repaid amount. So this amount you should record in finance activities as cash outflow. So in the cash account, the bank loan amount that you paid with the loan and the interest is 3,450. So from that you can find out the interest that you paid is 450. And then recording that in the interest account. So interest payables given asset opening and closing. So the interest uh, paid is 450 you found here from here. Then the interest that recorded in the income statement is 500. So this interest that recorded in the income statement, you should add in the adjustment to the profit before. So these are the adjustments, and here in the debit side, cash account, uh, sales and trade debtors receipts, you do not record in the cash flow because these records when you are doing in direct. And bank loan obtained, you have to record in finance activities as cash inflow, issue of shares in finance activities, and dispose of the motor vehicle, you have to record in investors. Here also the purchases, trade creditors, and operating expenses payments, you do not record in operating activities because here we are preparing operating activities based on indirect method. And here the bank loan, the amount that you paid for the bank loan 3,000 you found here. So that amount you should record in finance activities as cash outflow. And office equipment purchases, investing activities, cash outflow. And the income tax payment and the interest payment you have to record in operating activities as well. And the inventories, what happens? So inventories increase. So this inventory increased amount, the difference from the opening and closing, you have to record in working capital changes and trade receivables. You found the closing balance as 3,900. So the difference you have to record in working capital changes. And trade payables, you found the opening balance 5,000. So the difference 2,000 decrease is cash outflow. And the other ones you already adjusted. So that's how you are preparing the cash flow statements based on indirect method in 2023 A-level past paper. So yes, this is my post. So if you're seeking new classes for person classes, the individuals or small group classes, just contact me. And do share with your friends and do comments and stay connected for the other past paper discussions as well. Thank you.